told that you look like Daniel Ricciardo? So you just saw Christian Horner rate his looks out of 10. Ferrari!
Forza Ferrari!
Forza Ferrari!
Forza Ferrari!
I mean, your least favourite F1 driver?
Verstappen. Get away from the wives for the weekend, or you can't complain.
What? Nico Hulkenberg fan. Don't see many of those. Relationship on the line with it being Red Bull Mercedes.
So although I follow Red Bull, I don't really like Max's attitude.
What?
Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer and move to Arsenal. Starting off with big news yesterday that Arsenal have tied down William Saliba to a brand new contract. That was such important news. I know we'd sort of been talking about it for the past couple of days, but honestly, this is big for me. I mean, we saw when he missed the last 11 games of the season last year, how it affected Arsenal and the way we played. He has simply been one of the best centre-backs around in football when it comes to, you know, young centre-backs. Much potential, to get so much better. And his track running down. And if you see me doing transfer dailies, even like last summer, in January, I was worried about it because I'm like, you know, he hasn't signed a new deal yet. 1 year left. Other teams are hovering, big clubs as well, right? It's very important that we tied him down. But new 4-year contract, and also he's got a very good pay rise. I think he was said to have been on about 40 grand a week. Will now be on about 220,000 a week. So that ain't bad, right? That will definitely help to persuade a player. Although he could have probably went elsewhere and got more. He's going to wear the number 2 shirt and buzz in to see him next season, to see the competition between him and Jurriën Timber, who can also play in that position. It's what we want. We want, like, you know, quality competition in these places. Ben White can also play in that position as well. So defensively, it bodes really, really well for Arsenal, and great to see Saliba tie himself down to a new contract. On Jurriën Timber, said to have passed his medical yesterday at London Colney, the Arsenal training ground, and the announcement on him is going to be very soon. I reckon early next week, you're going to get the announcement on him. You'll also get the announcement on Declan Rice. By the way, I was at the London Stadium last night, of course, the home of West Ham United. I went there to watch a concert, The Weekend. Good concert, by the way. The Weekend concert, right? But I ran into quite a few West Ham fans there who are still not too happy about losing their guy, right? But they were all saying to me, Robbie, you guys have got yourself a fantastic player, you know, and, you know, just talking about how much he did for West Ham. So listen, to the West Ham fans that I met there last night, big up, man. We had some great conversations, but Declan Rice set to be announced next week as well. Really, really looking forward to that one as well. So it's exciting. It's exciting times. Both of them going to be in and announcing time for the pre-season tour of the US, and also they kick off Arsenal by being over there in Germany next week for their sort of pre-training camp. So great news that we've got these signings in early. But everybody's asking the question, who's next? Who else is coming? Well, Arsenal linked again to Javi Simons of PSV. Now, I've spoken about this on the show a few times about this kind of a crazy buyback deal that he's got in his contract. His previous club, PSG, very intelligently inserted it into his contract where they can buy him back for £5.1 million. The player, however, does have to agree with that buyback clause. Now, all the reports is that PSG are going to activate that clause and want to buy him back for 5.1 million. And why wouldn't they? He had a great season at PSV. He looks a very, very good talent indeed, and still so young. However, as I said, he has to agree to that buyback. So he has to agree to go back to PSG. And PSG are stacked with midfielders at the moment. He may choose not to. There's been talk in some of the outlets that Arsenal have been offered Javi Simons, have been actively offered Javi Simons. We know that his agent is, excuse me, Darren Dean. Darren Dean, of course, the son of the former Arsenal chairman, David Dean. Would that have any sway on it? Listen, he's looking after his clients and he's going to look after them and get the best deal for them possible. I guess if Arsenal, it came down to Arsenal and another club and they were offering the same, that could sway it. But are Arsenal going to move for Javi Simons? I mean, we seem to have a lot of players who play in similar positions. You know what I mean? You've got Martin Odegaard. Havertz has now come in there. Remember, you still got Fabio Vieira, Emil Smith-Rowe. Where would Javi Simons play? I just can't see this one happening, but it is being still reported out there. And this is a new one. Mehdi Taremi, Iranian player. He's from Iran. He's a striker, 30 years old. So that's a little bit old normally for the type of player that's being linked with Arsenal nowadays. But he had an outstanding season last year for Porto, scored 31 goals in all competitions with 14 assists. That is going to get everybody around Europe interested, especially when at the moment, you know, it's just not many top goal-scoring strikers around, you know, and when you do see one, they are very, very expensive. Now, he's valued at around about £18 million. The rumours are that Porto would be willing to let him go for around about 20 million. He's only got 1 year left on his contract. He's been asked recently, you know, where are you going to next? And he said, you'll see. So, you know, that makes it sound like he's not going to be at Porto. And Jojo, a Portuguese outlet, they're claiming that Arsenal are one of the clubs that are interested in signing him. He's been very heavily linked with a move to Manchester United. And that has been floating around there a lot. But again, I'm not sure. 30 years old. That's the thing that really goes against him. And as a matter of fact, when you look at his birthday, it's on the 18th of July, right? So that's like in a week and a bit's time, he's going to be 31. Now, listen, players play till they're a lot older nowadays. The fee isn't massive, but does that fit the profile of player that we see Mikel Arteta out there trying to get at the moment? I very much doubt it. A great goal-scoring record, but I very much doubt it. It just shows, as I said, you know, you name me out there right now, 5 strikers that are available that you could go and get. I mean, the type of strikers that are banging in those goals, the money they want for them. Osimhen, you know, you're talking 150 million plus. Kane would be out of Arsenal's reach because of the fact, you know, the Tottenham connection. You know, there's just not really many of those strikers that are going to guarantee you 25 goals plus that are available. You look at someone like Lukaku, who went for 90 million, you know, or do we just keep hold of Balogun? And we got a guy who scored 21 last year. Should we just hold on to him? Going to be interesting to see what we do on that front. Talking of Manchester United, this one today by the publication Fichajes. I think that's I probably butchered that, right? But it's a Spanish publication, right? Now, they're claiming that Manchester United are interested in signing Thomas Partey. They are interested. If they could get it done, they would like to get it done and get get Partey in there at Manchester United at Old Trafford. Listen, that doesn't even bear thinking. Now, as I said on the show yesterday, it's been said that his preferred destination is Juventus. They're showing a lot of interest in him. His representatives have apparently spoken to a couple of the Saudi clubs that are interested in him and said, no, listen, he wants to stay in Europe and he'd like to go to Italy, to Juventus. Could he stay at Arsenal? But certainly if he didn't, you know, it would not go down well. And I'm sure Mikel Arteta and everybody at Arsenal are aware that selling to Manchester United, a direct rival, and they are a direct rival, even though he finished above them, just could not happen. So I very much doubt that one, but it's a rumor. That's what we do on this show. We talk about the rumors that are out there, like this one for Tchouaméni, still out there. If Mbappe does go this summer, and it's going to cost a lot of money. He's got this big, I think it's £200 million release clause, right? Which then Real Madrid would have to meet. Then they're going to have to sell players to, you know, make sure they're in financial fair play. And they may be willing to let Tchouaméni go for anything between 68 to 85 million pounds. Arsenal interested. This is as I spoke about the other day, Arsenal have given themselves time now in the transfer market to kind of look and see what becomes available, because remember, it runs until the 1st of September. So there's still plenty of time for some of these big deals to get done. So let's keep an eye on it. It's one of those domino ones where something else has to happen to probably create this scenario. But let's keep an eye on it. And on Mbappe, these rumours that I keep seeing, right, like linking him with a move to Arsenal. When you actually read deeper down into them, it's not really linking him with a move to Arsenal. I mean, it's nice to think about and get excited about, but Kylian Mbappe not going to be coming to Arsenal this season. I just don't see, how would we be able to afford those wages for starters? You know what I mean? Because he's going to be probably on about 600 grand a week or something crazy like that. A lot of the rumours stem from the fact that, there's reports out there that if he did move to the Premier League, the club he'd rather move to would be Arsenal. That would be his preferred destination if he moved to the Premier League. But he's going, to me, to Real Madrid. And that's why this whole scenario is playing out, where he's saying that, he's not going to sign a new contract next year, take up no options with PSG. They're trying to force him to move because obviously they want to get the money in for him. They don't want a player like that walking away for free. So they're trying to force him to move, and it's going to go on all summer. And again, it could have an effect on certain other players that could become available. It's going to really cause a domino effect, but let's see what happens. But certainly, unfortunately, he's not going to be turning up at the Emirates anytime soon, I don't think. And we've been linked with this guy finally, Per Schurz. I've seen this rumour kind of all week. I haven't really spoken about it much. He's a centre-back who plays for Torino, 23, Dutch. Gimme Sport, again today, reporting that Arsenal have shown an interest in the Dutch centre-back, but I just don't think there's any chance whatsoever of Arsenal moving for him. Maybe listen, these are some of these rumours work. Arsenal probably were showing an interest in him, but they've got Jurriën Timber, who plays in exactly the same position. They're both right-footed centre-backs. They're not going to lay out £40 million nearly for Jurriën Timber, and then on top of that, go and get Per Schurz, which will cost about 25 million, only for him to sit on the bench and probably never play, because you'd have about 4 or 5 centre-backs. So, right? So, I think there's zero chance of this one happening, but it's another rumour that's out there today. More likely for him to end up at somewhere like Liverpool or Crystal Palace. I've seen Spurs linked with him, but the linking Per Schurz, I know a few of you have asked about it in the comments. Robbie, what's happening with these rumours? That's why nah, it's not going to happen. For me, it's not going to happen. So those are the rumours for today. Thanks for watching the show. Don't forget, you can listen to this as a podcast. We are flying with podcasts right now with Transfer Daily. It's proving to be one of the most popular podcasts in the UK at the moment. So keep listening in on that format if that's where you enjoy it. If not, stick with me right here. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll keep you updated with any transfer news. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Do you ever get told that you look like Daniel Ricciardo? So you just saw Christian Horner rate his looks out of 10. Ferrari! Forza Ferrari! Forza Ferrari! Forza Ferrari! I mean, your least favourite F1 driver? Verstappen.
Get away from the WAVs for the weekend, or you can't complain.
What? Nico Hulkenberg fan. Don't see many of those. Relationship on the line with it being Red Bull Mercedes.
So although I follow Red Bull, I don't really like Max's attitude.
What?
Shop for AFTV merch at shop.aftv.co.uk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, and Twitch. We've got content for every platform, so check it out.